Alrighty, we have the Ridgeline. So I don't, I looked for this one. I really wanted to get it, and I never could find it until we went up north for Black Friday. And I found it, and I mainly wanted it because it was white with the red hardware. And I realized that hardware is most likely just painted. That looks like probably as well painted metal. I don't think I'm going to like that pocket, that lanyard loop no more than I did on the other one. But maybe I like the knife overall better. It is the Tanto, and I like that style Tanto tip. G10 handles, ball bearing open, 7.5-inch folding knife, the Ridgeline. So let's get her open and check her out. So, you've got some pretty heavy jimping there. Does catch my fingers good. The blade jimping is not so great, but it does serve some purchase. That is not as bad as I thought it would be, because I forget the knife, which one it was, but there was one of these newer ones that had these metal liners that stuck way out, and it exposed the liner, and the scales didn't cover it, and it was just painful in the hand. But this one's not like that. I mean, I can feel it, but it's not like that one was. So this one's redeeming to a certain extent. The pocket clip is a medium pocket clip. It is a liner lock, and the liner is almost 3/4 of the blade. If it wears a good decent amount, there's enough gap between the blade and the liner that the liner lock will just cross all the way over and not lock the blade anymore. I think that is a potential here. They can fix it by making the liner thicker in this case, which will increase the width of the knife, but you're going to need a thicker liner so that it doesn't potentially wear and get between the blade and the liner on the far side. This jimping here, I don't know if that's useful. I really can't feel it on my fingers, but it's there. The blade is a hollow grind on both bevels, both grinds. And I think no burr. So it's no burr. Of course, the end feels much sharper. It's not shaven sharp, but it could be. Does it say anything about the blade steel? No. So I'm sure it's just coated stainless of some form or fashion. The liner, it doesn't seem to be overly heavy. Of course, the blade is not. It's pretty loose. I can feel the liner against it. It opens good. It's not real draggy. I can hear, even with my bad ears, I can hear the liner lock, and it's a ball detent. I can't. Looks like it could be a black ball. I don't know if it's a ceramic ball or not. Probably not, but it is a ball detent, and I can hear it. It's hard to explain, and you won't hear it when I get through editing. That sound will be out, but it's almost like shh, and you hear it lock, shh, lock, shh, lock. So I can hear it. I can hear it drag a little bit, but it still feels nice and easy. It's not flippy floppy, but it is nice and easy. I can almost open it from partially being opened already. So that's good. Let's see about a button. I can open it with a button. Of course, there's not enough blade sticking out to flick. There's no thumb stud. Doesn't take a lot of effort to get it back open. And the blade is long enough with enough weight that it just finishes it itself. You just get it out there and it'll finish the opening itself. The handle is, you feel it. This would be a painful handle to use over extended period of time, but for just everyday use, grabbing it here, there, and yonder and doing what and what, it's not that bad. But I can feel the corners. I can feel this is what I would do with this knife. I would take the scales and extend them to the full length of the liner. Then I would take and just smooth out these edges right here. In fact, I would probably take this same knife and just roll the edge instead of cutting a chamfer or a whatever you want to call that down each side of it. And I just roll the edge over to meet the liner. And I think you would be great. The pocket clip, I can't tell for sure. I don't think the pocket clip is registering. There's just so many other places on the knife that is registering. You can, it's tip up only, but you can adjust it for left or right carry. Again, the hardware is painted. This looks like some kind of metal die, probably coated with a lacquer or something over that. So there's a lot of corners cut on it, but I think it's a good utility knife. It's not something I'd want to carry. It's too, I don't know, it's not sharp, but you can feel it. It's not something that you're going to use continuously. It'd be great in a tackle box. It'd be great in just a utility bag, a truck knife, something you don't care about when you forget it or lose it. Maybe leave it in your enemy's tire. You ain't worried about it. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's dangerous for you. But that tip will do it for sure. But anyway, it's got its purposes. I think I'm going to give it a thumbs up. It's not a yeah, but it is still a thumbs up enough because if it at least meets a potential purpose. And I've said this about a lot of, I'm down on the newer iteration. I hoped that I wouldn't be. I just felt like everybody else was talking bad about them. And because they just, everybody else was talking bad about them. But there's a lot to be desired on these knives. And this is what I've noticed on these newest Ozark Trail knives. What I have noticed is it's like they grabbed a ton of designs and just took and threw them all out there, made a few changes on some older blades, created some new designs with old blades, literally the old blades, and just put different handles, different this or that. Somebody grabbed a CAD program and went to hacking on the CAD files for the original knives, and then threw together some new ones and converted one from G10 to aluminum and changed the pattern on the aluminum or vice versa on the G10, and just kind of threw them out there. They didn't put a whole lot of effort, in my opinion, into it. It's like, and I blame that on the number of knives because they just threw a ton of knives out this year. And I feel like they could have put out just half as many, a quarter of as many, and put more effort into each one of them. And they would have done a whole lot better and got better reviews if they had done that. Because I've got no problems with this. I mean, I love this. This is the thing. I really like it. And I just so happen to, where is it? I don't have, There we go. So this is not the original. This is the second generation because it's got the resets pocket clip and it's ambidextrous left to right carry, tip up only. This is the same as this right here, except I dyed the handles brown on here. And so you look at these knives and they are all this, they're the same thing. It's the same blades. The handles have changed up, even the same exact patterns. This is a newer size, just a naturally a different color. And there's nothing wrong with these original ones here either. As well as this right here. This is the one that I opened 3,000 times, and I've opened it many times since then, and it's still going perfectly good. No wobble on the blade at all. This has got a little bit of wobble. This is brand new, never done anything with it. Now I could tighten that up a little bit and get rid of that, but I'm not. If I need to grab this out and start using it, I will. But this right here, I think these might have been $10, maybe. And I'd much rather spend that than these newer ones. It's just, I think there's a couple of the newer ones that I really liked, that I thought were okay, and those were mainly the fixed blades. The knives are opening good. In some cases, all they did was take the same old knife, change the handle color, and put bearings on it, or take the old knife and change the design on the scales a little bit and put bearings in it. And then in some cases, the old one had bearings, and they just changed the scales on the new one and gave it a name. And so they just tried to, I think, cheat, is what I believe they tried to do, and they shouldn't have. This is fine. This knife, I have to I'm giving it a thumbs up because it has utility purpose potential. It has utility potential to be in your truck, in your tackle box, in your go bag or whatever. It's not something I'd want to have for self-defense or anything like that, or for a lot of heavy daily work, because it's too pokey on the wrong end. But I like the look of it. I mean, it looks great. I don't like that. Just take it completely off or extend the scales to cover it up. And I think that would be great. So I will give it a thumbs up, but if I knowing what I know, a lot of these newer knives, just because they put a name on them, I would buy the something else, like this variant right here. But still, I'm not going to dog this knife because it's not as bad as that one was, as far as the sharp lines on it. So I'm going to say that it's okay for what it is. The price you're paying for it. Now, I think that's something that we have to do. We need to keep in mind the price that we're paying for a knife, that we're not expecting too much out of it when we're only paying $6. And that's right here, $6, $7 is what this knife is. So with that said, I appreciate you being here. That's what I got. If it looks good for you, buy it. If you're going to have it for a utility purpose and just have it in a drawer or whatever, but I wouldn't recommend that you carry it. I've said this before, there's better options at Walmart on the same display that this knife comes off of. So anyway, if you like it, get it. I've got a recent one I did on Harbor Freight for a Gordon knife that it was bad. But no, if it looks good, get it. So that's what I got. I appreciate you. I enjoy spending time with you, and I will see you next time. Your time is very important to me, and I thank you for spending it here with me. Thanks, and God bless.